Hello YouTube, this is Justin Game 44 here, and today we have a Star Forces Evil theory. This theory is pretty much Star Forces Evil about the wand. Yes, as many people who probably have not watched the show, let me break it down to you. Basically, Star is part of the royal family, and she's heir to the throne. Basically meaning when she's grown up, she will take the throne from her mother. But however, what is about this tradition thing? The tradition is, ever since the first butterfly, the first queen of Muni, that's what the kingdom's called, of course. Basically, she enchanted the wand, Queen Uranium, enchanted the wand where every time the new queen would take the wand, it would change its form to match the personality of its new owner. However, you have to wonder, we know how this works with the royal family and everything. It always keeps changing its form from time to time, every time the new owner gets it. But you gotta wonder, what happens when, well, what happens if it goes to someone that it doesn't belong? Basically to someone who would steal and everything. This has already happened like 3 times. So basically, let me explain. The first time was way back in Season 1. Now, granted, this is kind of obvious where this is going. But however, when the lobster guy, which I don't remember the name, but he was basically serving Ludo, and basically what was going on was, he snatched the wand from Star, it started cracking, and turned to this. Pretty much then Ludo and Star kept fighting, trying to convince him to give it back to him, or her. Every time he was looking at Star, the wand transformed into a more cuter look. When Ludo was trying to convince him, when he was looking at him, the wand went back into this. Now, pretty much, it's like this. The wand kept changing to good to evil. I actually have an interesting theory about this. What if you actually have to get them on your side, that the wand would actually be good, but however, though, the wand would pretty much, like if you had a butterfly's permission that you could take it, perhaps the wand would not look evil, but it would look more nicer. Yeah, something like that. But if you just outright steal it, it could possibly corrupt you and everything. Because of Star actually trying to calm him down and ask her for the wand back, perhaps he was starting to calm down and everything when we keep hearing his voice. But when Ludo, yeah, that was the opposite way around, going back to this form. Now, for the second time, after Star had no other choice to save her own friend's life, she had to destroy her own wand. Basically, Ludo was inside the explosion when the wand was destroying itself, when it self-destructed it, basically. And then one part of the half was never found, the star form. Now, pretty much what happened here was like this. This broken star was actually causing turn green and not yellow, and Ludo was basically inside of it, starting to corrupt it. And Ludo actually Toffee lured Ludo in the episode The Wild of Ludo, I believe it was called. Basically what happened was, at the end of the episode, we see a little star that's saying, "Hi Ludo," and then she started running. Ludo was chasing after her, could not get to her. She basically turned to dust or something, and Ludo was seeing something in the snow, dig it up, and realizing it's the wand. I believe Toffee was calling this to Ludo, and pretty much in a way, as more Ludo had it, he was kind of getting corrupted if you really think about it. Even the way how the wand looks was definitely corrupted. Of course, that's Toffee's broken hand, and I guess he used a rock. I guess he was just trying to form a wand itself, so that way it could begin. With only something close by and everything, since he does not have a body anymore until at the end of Season 3, where he got out of the wand, and he pretty much destroyed the other half until Star restored both of the pieces, and create a new wand for herself. So, yeah, that's pretty much the story. Quick and simple, though. Now, pretty much, Ludo is not really an enemy no more, since he pretty much wanted to go back into the void to find himself. But basically, yeah. I believe if he does come back, I believe he could serve as something new. But enough of that. Pretty much for the third and final one is all the way up in the newest Season 3. Is where, well, technically no, that was just the beginning of Season 3 I meant, not the end of Season 3. Okay, pretty much though, what happened here was, it was like this. Marco pretty much needed to save his friend Star, What was interesting about this, though, I think he had grabbed the wand before, way back in season 1, but it did not change its form. Well, that was back in its joke season when it was playing its joke but giving its law of foreshadowing. Now, other than that, pretty much, when he grabbed the wand, it took like a few seconds. It was like 10 seconds before the wand started to transform. And when it did, Marco was high up in the air in Star's bedroom. Pretty much, it was going into 3 different color forms. It explode blue, explode red, it explode purple. Now, pretty much, you're wondering what? Well, pretty much after those 3 color explosions happened, the wand transformed into this. Which it's kind of surprised. This is really not how the wand would look. It's the main 3 colors that the show has given us. Purple, the darkest color. Green, the second evil color. Black, the classic evil color. Bat wings and everything. To be honest, this is something what Jana would honestly have. Or is that her name? I don't really remember. But yeah, pretty much the goth girl, I guess, who likes demons and everything. Or possibly Ludo? Other than that, this pretty much wore Buff Frog, for that matter. Other than that, this is a weird option. It's possible of that Squid Hand that way back in season 1, but I'm not going to draw all the way over that. Basically, he did not ask Star for the wand. Of course, Star was in danger and Marco needed help. So then after the wand transformed, pretty much this is what happened. Marco actually then cast one of the first spells, the All-Seeing Eye, to see where Star was. Marco was trying to convince her to come back home. Star wouldn't, and pretty much when he touched the portal, it exploded. One interesting detail about this, though, was after he was starting to cast a spell, he was already getting cheek marks. Of course, they were just temporary cheek marks, not permanent. It was interesting, though, that they were moons, not suns. Basically, if you don't know this, his last name is actually supposed to represent sun, I heard. Basically, Star and Marco's the sun. Basically, if you look up some other theory videos I'm talking about from Cartoon Universe, you know what I mean. But yeah, pretty much besides that, though, it's interesting how come this is going on, because there's this interesting theory where Marco will become evil. So that's an interesting possibility. But other than that, Star eventually came back, took the wand from Marco, and they made up. And pretty much after that, that's pretty much it. Of course, even though it was a butterfly like Eclipse, the wand did have a dark form look to it. And she did experiment with dark magic, and now that all 4 of these people are now found, we know their real names, you have to wonder, did some queen actually did this or something? It's possibly what after Eclipse did to the wand of actually using dark magic. It's possible that it doesn't belong to its real owner, that this would happen. Urania? No, I don't believe she would actually do something like that. I mean, she was the one who put the enchantment on the one that would keep changing its form. But other than that... But other than that, pretty much, this is an interesting theory, and I hope we get to see more answers to this. So, besides all that, I hope you did enjoy this video, because this is Judson Game 44, signing out. Until then, I'll see you all later. Bye!